Here we are. We won't back down. Here we are. We'll hold our ground. Nixa Football. Are you ready to fight? Flip on the lights. It's Friday night. Here we are. It's time to rise. Here we are. To fight for right. If you don't wanna fight, you best walk away. If you're looking for a fight, step right up to the plate. 'Cause here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Nixa Football. Are you ready to fight? Flip on the lights. It's Friday night. If you don't wanna fight, you best walk away. If you're looking for a fight, step right up to the plate. 'Cause here we are. Here we are. Here we are.
We're about to start the Coaches Show. If you're just tuning in, please like and share this page. And of course, the more the merrier. Tag some people that you know who love Nixa Football. Share this page. Tag Coach John Perry. Tag as many people as you can. We've got a good show coming up. We'll be live in just a second. So thanks for tuning in to the Nixa Touchdown Club Coaches Show. We are live? We're live. Okay, well, welcome once again to the Nixa Touchdown Club Coaches Show, coming to you live here tonight from Big Whiskey's. We are excited to be here. Week number 5, and of course, another big victory. We're going to celebrate and talk about that coming up in just a few minutes. Of course, this show wouldn't be possible without our sponsors tonight, and that includes our premier sponsor, presenting sponsor, Jenkins CPA. Of course, been in business for over 25 years. Nixa graduates, strong supporters of the football program. Also, big thanks to Knight Real Estate team of Old World Realty, our offensive and defensive plays of the week. And this week we have a new sponsor, Big Al Sub, and we'll be mentioning them coming up a little bit later. Of course, they support Nixa schools and Nixa athletics at a high level. And of course, we're still taking on new members. We signed a few more last week. If you want to be a part of the Touchdown Club, please let us know. info@nixatouchdownclub.com, or you can reach out to myself or Vance Jenkins or make a comment. It's only $100 a year. You're going to get a free T-shirt. We're working on improving that value. But more importantly, Coach, when you join the Touchdown Club, we partner with the Athletic Booster Club, and that money and those proceeds come right back to the program. So we're very proud of that.
No doubt.
And if you're also interested in sponsoring this show, we have a couple more spots that are open. Just let us know, and we'll get you that information as well. Okay, well, Coach, let's get to it. Grab that marker right there, and we're going to go over here to the Signorama official Nixa Touchdown Club, and you're going to write what score on there? 51-0 with a big W. Neosho came into town. Outstanding, Coach. Well, Coach, that was one of those games that, we were predicted to win, of course, and Neosho's a little bit down in their program this year, but it wasn't just too long ago that they were very competitive in the COC, and as you were preparing for the game, how did you, and I think the players probably knew they had a good chance of having success on the field, how did you continue to prepare the kids to just play one play at a time?
If it's kind of like, I guess, life per se. That's the way we're supposed to live our life, is one day at a time. And, when you play football or any other sport, it really doesn't matter who you play. Like, that should not affect the way you play. Sometimes you see teams that play down when they play somebody that's not quite, up to their standard or what have you. And that's not, that's not the way we're going to do it, or it's not the way we're going to try to do it. We're going to try to play the very best that we can play, no matter who we play, because at the end of the day, that's what we're supposed to do, is give our best. regardless of who we're playing. And I thought our kids did that. You know, I mean, I thought they played pretty good.
Yeah, it was a fun game to watch, of course, and saw a lot of great plays on the field, offensively and defensively. And we're going to highlight some of those coming up in a few minutes. And I almost grabbed the clip and just show it, but I thought you might want to do it again, so I didn't. But right off the bat on the kickoff, you had a little razzle-dazzle trickery this week. It almost worked, and we still picked up a pretty good return.
You know what? I didn't tell the kids this, but like we worked on it a little bit. It doesn't take a lot of time, so we did it one day, and it's never worked. Like we've never been successful doing it, but it's kind of fun to do.
Yeah.
You kind of have the hope that maybe one day it will work, but what you do is you give other teams things they have to work on. Because I will guarantee you that they're working on that this week. So
yeah.
If you take our practice schedule for the week is a set amount of minutes, it's a set amount of periods. Theirs probably is too. And they're going to take 10 minutes of their schedule, and they're going to work on that play, I guarantee you. So, maybe that's taking a little bit away from something that they ought to be doing.
Well, I think there's a lot of people from Ozark that watch this show, so maybe Ozark's going to I think you might do that 3 or 4 times, I bet. So they better practice it a lot.
It's going to work one day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still waiting for the day for it to work, and Friday night might be the night.
Well, Coach, you had another successful – your team had another successful night on the field, putting up 51 points. Defensively, Neosho just couldn't get anything going. Tell me, how did you reward the guys and after the game and just really praising them? How does Coach Perry praise a defense for putting up a goose egg on the scoreboard?
We just say good job and let's go to work. Because that's the goal every single Friday night. And a lot of times, like our defense has played really well most of the year. Sometimes you give up a touchdown late when the first defense put a goose egg up there to begin with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And your twos or whatever, give up a touchdown late. So, sometimes defensive coordinators get a little excited and they really want the goose egg, and I understand that. But, when you're up 51-0, you don't want to get, a first teamer hurt late in that ball game.
Well, you had a lot of players with a lot of great stats this week. Nelson had 8 tackles. Avon had 7. Perez picked up 5 tackles. So all in all, you had Gage thrown in there. Golson had a good night. So a lot of your defensive players stepping up and making a lot of big plays the other night.
No doubt. They couldn't find much running room or passing room, and that was kind of the way the night went for them. And they've had some hard times, man. They had a lot of kids hurt and injured and banged up, but at the end of the day, we're supposed to go out there and play the best that we can play, and I thought our kids played pretty good.
Well, before we jump into the first couple of highlights here tonight, I do want to make sure we thank our host tonight, and that is Big Whiskey's. You guys enjoying tonight's service and all the good food that Big Whiskey's brings us each and every Tuesday night. Well, of course, you can always find the games here on Friday night. They like to air them here, and I think they're also A Care to Learn's doing a fundraiser this week too, so over at B&B Theater for the game. But they do offer brunch on Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 2. The kids eat free here on Tuesday nights. You got the great patio, so a big thanks to our friends here at Big Whiskey's. All right, Coach, so the first play that we have tonight is actually no surprise. He had another outstanding game, but that was Ramon Green. I think he picked up another 120 yards rushing. It's 2nd down and 10, first quarter. You're going to go right to your running back.
You know what? And when we got down there, I mean, we ran power, and the offensive line did a great job. You can see the safety right there just, misses. And I tell Ramon all the time, I'm going to be disappointed if the first guy ever tackles him because the first guy never tackles him. If we can get him on the 2nd and 3rd level with the safeties, he's normally going to make those guys miss. At the point of attack, the blocking obviously is really good. Everybody blocks down.
Well, I tell you what, Ramon owes a steak dinner to Matias Moreno, number 52, right there. Do you see that, Coach?
That's the one that sprung him free for sure.
Yeah, he does. If Matias isn't there, we don't get it. I mean, he's tackled. So big job, great job of the offensive line making that happen.
No doubt about it, man. They lead the way for him, and he's gotten better every single week.
So touchdown, Nixa Eagles, man. We're on the board, right? Check out these stats on our running back. 110 carries on the season, 624 yards, 8 touchdowns, 124 yards average per game with a 5.7 yards per carry average. Coach, you'll take those stats any day of the week, won't you?
Sure, and I'll tell you what, man, the great thing about that is when he shows up for film on Sunday, you can ask him as soon as he gets there, Coach starts getting on him about he hit some of those too wide. Like, we've got to get better, so we've got to get those numbers better, and if he hits it a little tighter, we're going to get a few more yards.
Yeah, it's good. Jumping right into our night team defensive play of the week, it's always fun to see an interception, and here comes the boom, right? And so here it is. It's 2nd down and 9. The Osho's got the ball on the 41-yard line. They're moving it just a little bit. They decide to pass, and Colin Eli says, nope, I'll take it.
Yeah, and I was kind of hoping, he does a great job, man. He's been doing a fantastic job. The throw's a little errant. He goes up and gets it. So I was hoping he was going to be able to return it for a touchdown. But unlike Ramon, he's very easily tackled. If you remember the reverse, was it last week or the week before? Like actually, nobody tackled him.
Yeah.
He just fell, So at least he got tackled, so that's a good thing.
That's all right. We're still going to give him the night team from Old World Realty, the defensive play of the week. Great job, Colin Eli. That's
No
good.
doubt.
Our next one is our offensive play of the week. I actually had a chance after the game last week to talk to Richard James, our kicker's dad, and how he's been working tremendously in the offseason. They wanted to go to a kicking camp this last year, of course, couldn't make that happen because of COVID. And when we finally get a chance to give him a chance at a 23-yard field goal, we look at this, and Caleb James steps in there for you and knocks it down. I mean, this is an outstanding kick. It looks to me like it's right down the middle, Coach.
Well, I'm really proud of him. He's a kid that, we kind of had to go get to come out to kick because we were kind of limited. And, he's done a fantastic job. He's done everything we've asked him to do. He's also playing soccer at the same time, so the amount of practice sometimes is limited. But, this being his first field goal, I was really proud of him for, stepping up and kicking it through the uprights.
Yep, did a good job. And I think he's got a soccer game right before the football game.
He does.
Coach. Good luck with that one.
Hope he don't get hurt.
Yeah, no kidding. Had to bring in Ben Mills again.
If he
to do some
does,
kicking.
Ben will have to kick.
Yeah, he'll do it. But no, seriously, great job on the night team from Old World Realty. Offensive play of the week. We got 3 points on the board. Caleb James and a big field goal. Well, Coach, we're going to highlight your receivers coach here in a little while, Brad Sunstrom, and that's going to be a great interview. And our senior, Michael Sportsman. This next play is him. And, of course, he had another great night. But I will say, and I didn't want to show it, didn't want to embarrass him, if he just reached his arms out a little bit more on a play or two before, I think he has another touchdown.
He only wants to score one a night.
Okay.
That's his goal. He don't want to get two. We had the same conversation about that play, but we are grateful that this play happened. And I'm gonna tell you something about that. When he gets the ball in his hands, he's really good. I don't know if he's running really fast because he's scared or what, but he runs really well with the ball in his hands. So we do got to get it to him a little bit more and let him get in the end zone another time or two.
Well, I think Michael's got the highest yards after catch here. I think I highlighted that here. So actually, I was also highlighting here that Austin McCracken's picked up 12 touchdowns in the last 5 games. I think Reed's had the 1 touchdown, but Coach, you got to be happy that we're scoring when we need to, and the touchdown pass is
what I mean.
Effective.
Austin's not a drop back passer. We're not going to throw it 50 times a game with him, but when we do throw it, he's very effective. He throws the ball well. His percentages are great, and anytime we need a play, he makes a play. So we are tickled to death.
Of course, one thing that's fun when you get into a successful game is we get a big score. Sometimes it's nice to have the turbo clock. I'm not going to lie. It's there for a reason.
Sure.
We know that. In addition to that, it gives you a chance to bring out your JV squad and kind of feel the sense of Friday Night Lights. And they did a great job too, moving the ball up and down the field. And of course, here's number 30, Tyler Jordan, the sophomore, on a little reverse. And you got your JV in there and got them a little experience the other night.
I was really proud of them. A lot of times when you get to that point, sometimes they don't have very much success, and the defense gives up points. But I thought, this group of guys has gotten better and better and better as the year has went on. And when they came in, they continued to score. They continued to hold them. And that's pretty good when that happens.
Yeah, it's fun to see the future of Nixa Football. I know our freshman team's having a really, really good season. The future of Nixa Football looks really good, and it's exciting to see how these guys are going to develop. And the great leaders we have playing now with our senior class and our juniors, just going to make that program stronger.
Sure.
Well, Coach, any final thoughts that we have on, because I know we need to focus on the next week, but any final thoughts from the Neosho game last week? Homecoming night, right? Ben Mills becomes homecoming king.
Yeah, I saw that on Facebook sometime this weekend. I'm just glad that we're it's hard when we sit down here on Tuesdays. I mean, I'm so far gone from Neosho. All I've thought about since Friday night is Ozark. So I'm glad that this is over. We're moving on and we're ready to go.
Well, and we're going to cover this when we come back after break, and we're going to get into the preview of the Ozark game a little bit. However, I just want to say one thing. Coach, preseason's over. I mean, it's from this point out, our competition just really steps up a little bit, and it's time to go to work. And I'm excited to see how you're going to lead our team down through the rest of the season, beginning with what's coming up this coming Friday night, which we'll dive into in a few minutes. So
sure, I can't wait.
Go ahead.
I can't wait. I'd rather play Ozark, Webb, Carthage, Joplin, any day of the week than, like that. That's fun, and I understand that's fun for a lot of people, but, for us that put a lot into it, like I had rather, play somebody really good. So I'm excited to see the rest of the season.
It's going to be good. All right, we'll be right back with the rest of the coaches show. Coming up, we got Brad Sunstrom, one of our offensive receiver coaches. We also going to have Michael Sportsman, a senior, and Nate the Nixon. Nate Nixon is his new name. So that's coming up here after the break from our sponsors as we hear a word from Jenkins CPA and the night team from Old World Realty.
We are Doug and Denise Knight, and we are the night team of Old World Realty. Together, we have over 50 years of real estate and construction background and knowledge. We can help you buy and sell or build with our partner, Old World Cottages, right there in Nixa. Whether it's an investment property or a family home or a specialty custom home, we want to be your resource for all your real estate needs.
We work with honor, service, and loyalty, and we partner with those who do the same.
Because that is the night way.
All right, once again, welcome back to the Nixa Touchdown Club Coaches Show. A big thanks to, as you saw, a word from our sponsors, Jenkins CPA and the night team at Old World Realty, and we appreciate their fine support. And we had just wrapped up a great interview, wrapping up Neo's show a little bit, and now it's time to kind of get into our first guest coach, and that happens to be our receiver coach, Brad Sunstrom. Brad, welcome to the Coaches Show. Give him a big round of applause for being here tonight. Of course, a big thanks to Big Whiskies, who supplies free meals for our coaches and our guests tonight. But, Coach, how long have you been with the Nixa program now?
This is going on my second year.
Scoot up just a little bit.
This is going on my second year.
Okay, second year. Coach, where'd you come from and what's your background?
So I came from Stockton High School. I was able to coach there for 4 years. And then my wife and I were kind of wanting to get kind of near to the Springfield area. My wife actually graduated from Nixa High School.
Okay,
and so it was really nice to be able to kind of come out to her alma mater and kind of be able to make her proud as well. And it kind of worked out all around. So I was excited to be here.
So from a coaching standpoint and fairly new to the district, having just really 2 looks here, just give us a sense of what the energy's like behind the scenes when you guys are all just kind of gathering and talking about what the strategies need to be for our football team.
The energy is absolutely, it's phenomenal because everybody is on the same page. We don't have one guy thinking of this, or we don't have a coach thinking of this, or even the parents, we don't have one thinking of this. Everybody wants the same thing and everybody's success, and that's just what the road that we are on right now. We're on a road of success.
But so far this season, what I've noticed is that when we're connecting on our passes, we usually have a pretty good yards after catch. How are you practicing and how are you working with your receivers each and every day to prepare them for the upcoming game?
In the beginning of the season, we kind of did some ball security drills, and that kind of helps with the guys, keep it high and tight. And also at first, the first thing I always tell them is that, the main objective is to catch the football first. And I mean, things are going to happen after the play, and thank God we are very fortunate to have 4 fantastic wide receivers, 2 of them that you're about to bring up that are very athletic, that when they do get the ball in their hands, that they become playmakers and they make things happen for us.
Yeah, we've had Smith Wheeler's got 170 yards on the season with 14 receptions. Jackson Bray, 11 receptions, 103. Nate Nixon, we're going to talk about here in just a few minutes. Michael Sportsman as well. But even then, Stephen Ward got to get in there and catch 1 ball this year, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
he
got a
even
big touchdown.
came at me and said, "Am I going to be on the receiving core now, and I was like, we have to go through Coach Whitmore for that.
So, Coach, as you start to look at how you're going to prepare for Ozark coming up, it looks to me like they have a defense that can give up some points. They've given up a lot of points to Republic and Joplin, and yet I also look at their D-backs, and they look pretty fast. So how are you preparing the players for the upcoming week?
Well, I mean, it's the same thing kind of day in and day out. We focus on the things that we can control, and we try to break it down to where our guys, when they pre-read their defense before the play, that they kind of know where they're going to be at, how they're going to move, and then just kind of know the concept of our play and work to our strengths.
Well, I tell you, it's working so far. That yards after catch this season has been remarkable, and of course we have a few short passes, but it seems to me like a lot of our passes are connecting for some big plays, which is accredited to the offensive line. Obviously, Austin's doing a great job behind the scenes, or behind the center, and then, of course, your receivers fighting to get open and making the catches when they need to. We've had some tough catches come down, too, where they're staying focused, and then some where they need to stretch their arms out.
I know, that's kind of that gator arm thing that we kind of have to worry about.
If he didn't have a touchdown on the Rooks the other night, I wouldn't make fun of him, but
it's nice. That's one complete unit coming together, and it's even better, too, when the success happens and you see not one or not four guys, but all 11, and then you go to the sideline and you have an entire team just behind you, just absolutely pumped for the success of others. So.
Well, we are going to bring up these two seniors coming up who are phenomenal athletes for Nixa, and we're lucky to have them on our team. Tell me a little bit about Michael Sportsman.
He's a stud. I mean, he can jump out of the gym. Actually, I had him last year, and we were doing some kind of hurdle jumps just to kind of get our hips going. And he was just asking, "Hey, keep raising that, coach. Keep raising it, keep raising." And I was like, "Gosh, good Lord!" To the point where we just started kind of holding our hand up in the air.
Wow.
And he was able to jump out of a gym. So he's very athletic, and so he's got a bright future ahead of him.
All right, and tell me a little bit about Nixa Nixon.
Nate Nixon, man. What to say about Nate? He probably, Coach Perry can back me up on this. He probably brings the most juice every day to practice, and he's always got a smile on his face, and he's just very boastful. He's a great guy. I enjoy having him. I enjoy having him all on the team. But Nate's very fast, so he kind of runs around. So,
well, Coach, we appreciate you being with us tonight. Hope you enjoyed your free meal, courtesy of our friends at Big Whiskey's. And let's give a round of applause for our receiver coach, Brad Sunstrom. Very good. We're going to bring up Michael Sportsman, but before we do, I just want to remind you that this coming Friday night, the game is at Ozark, and if you can't watch it live, if you don't want to go to the stadium, then you can obviously stream it on CityLink TV through the Nixa Schools page or the YouTube channel, and I believe they are doing something at Care to Learn at B&B Theater, so that's be a great place. If you are coming to the game on Friday night, they encourage you to enter on the southeast corner. That's where the visitor entrance is. And as of right now, as of today, there's no limits on tickets and those kind of things. But, hey, we all need to stay safe out there. COVID cases are increasing just a little bit. We want to keep this season going. So we encourage you to make sure you're wearing your mask when you're on the go. And let's keep our fans and our players and our teams as safe as possible. We do not want to have to cancel a game this season. And we are all very sympathetic to that. Michael Sportsman, welcome to the Coaches Show, my friend.
Thank you.
So we're kind of giving you a hard time. You got to get up in that mic just a little bit. Get up in there. Giving you a hard time. But I want, Dustin, do you have our stats here on the screen? Look at this. Michael Sportsman, 20.5 yards after catch. Your tops in the team this year for the primary receivers. That is a phenomenal stat. Great job of making big plays happen once you catch the ball. That is fantastic. It's really good. We're looking at 7 yards per carry, or 6 yards per carry with Ramon, and if our receivers continue to perform like they are, we're getting 10 to 15 yards after catch and sometimes more. It makes it easy for us to continue to march down the field. But as I told Coach Perry, preseason's over a little bit. You had that tough game against Joplin. That was a big win. But now we're going up against our rival in Ozark, which is they're 5-0, we're 5-0. How are you beginning to prepare for that game mentally?
Just mainly just going hard at practice every day and doing everything that coaches teach us. And if we do that, I think we'll be pretty well set for the game.
So when you on this play here, was it a direct call? Did the coach call you to be the receiver on this? Were you primary receiver on this play?
Not really. It's sort of just one of the plays we have installed, and it just happened to be open.
So you're lining up. You think it's going to come your direction. You get the ball. I mean, boom, you're gone, man. I mean, who's it blocking for you down there?
That's
Who was
Smith.
that? It was Smith Wheeler?
Yeah.
So tell me what it's like as you're in practice each and every day with our coaching staff and the players, and what's the energy and vibe like as you guys are putting in the hard work?
It's really high energy, and it's just a great environment to be a part of, and just, yeah.
So what's been your favorite moment so far of the 2020 season?
Probably beating Joplin. That was a major part of our season so far.
Good. Now, you were on the team last year. We went over for the backyard brawl. We lost. We got an opportunity to play them back in the playoffs, and we won that game. Big win. What does it mean for you to have another crack at Ozark and finish up your season with this team as we travel 5 miles east Friday night?
It's a very important game for me and for the rest of the team because they're our rivals, and we try and beat them every year if we can.
So do you have friends on the other team?
Not really friends.
Well, I read this article about Reed Potts buddying up with their quarterback over there at some Peyton Manning camp last summer or two ago. I'm like, I hope he's not trading secrets for us. But I guess they're like buddies, so we won't hope that doesn't affect the game. Well, you know what, Michael? We're excited. You're doing a great job. You're a hard worker you can hear what your coach is saying about you. Sounds like you're putting in the hard work. It's fun to watch you on Friday nights, and it's fun to know that when you're catching the ball, man, it's usually for big gains and big touchdowns. So, Michael, we wish you the best of luck in the rest of the season. We ask you to thank you for joining us tonight. And Big Whiskey's going to throw in an extra free appetizer for you. Let's give a round of applause to our senior, Michael Sportsman. All right, don't forget, come on up, Nate Nixon. That's our next guest here on the Touchdown Club. Again, a big thanks to our sponsors tonight, Jenkins CPA, our premier sponsor. They've been in business for a little over, what did I do? Oh, they're 4-1. That's correct. I'm sorry. They are 4-1. I forgot. For some reason, I was thinking they were undefeated, but Ozark is 4-1. But again, Jenkins CPA is our presenting sponsor of the Coaches Show, and you know they're lifetime supporters of the Nixa Athletics and been involved in Nixa their entire life. And if you want a great CPA, contact contact Jenkins CPA, and they'll be happy to be a big supporter of your business. And I think that's one thing that Heather brings to the game. Is that she does a lot more than just taxes. She actually will sit down with you. She wants to build business plans with you. She'll do one-on-one consultations. She'll really guide you through the process. I know at the Nixa Chamber of Commerce, they help us out quite a bit. So contact Heather Jenkins and Jenkins CPA, and they do payroll and a whole bunch of other fun things as well. All right, we got the Nate Nixon here, which I accidentally typed in Nixa on Facebook, so now he has a new nickname, Nate Nixa Nixon. Buddy, look at these stats on the season. 14 catches, 2 TDs, man. That is outstanding so far, man. Great job.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So get up in that mic, man. They want to hear you out there. So, you know, you've also got 148 yards on the season, and you're averaging a little over 10.6 yards per catch, which is another great stat. So how long have you been playing football for the program?
Since junior high. I've been here 7th grade all the way up.
So you're 7th grade, 8th grade play, and then finally getting a chance at the Friday Night Lights, and here we are in your senior year, and so far, tell me your emotional, how this has been emotionally charging to you each and every Friday night.
It's just been a wild ride this year. It's gotten me hyped up every game, every Friday night. I'm just ready to go, and the energy level's super high.
So tell me a little bit. Let's dive back, and we brought Coach Sunstrom up here a while ago. Tell me something great, what it's like working with Coach.
Oh, Coach Sunstrom, he's great. He's my favorite coach. He teaches me so many things.
What is the toughest drill that he has you do?
We got this new blocking drill. You got to put his head up in your chest and block, and that whoops my butt.
Well, you had another good night the other night, but I wanted to go back to the Republic game when, again, we highlight you here just a little bit. And again, you got to give a little credit to your quarterback here. He laid it right in your arm, so if you drop it, he's going to probably come over and really, give you a hard time. But, man, your speed, you had the eye. You watched that ball all the way in. You caught it. Great play right here. This is from the Republic game. Do you remember this play?
Oh, of course.
So tell me how you're feeling after the outcome of this touchdown pass.
Oh, once I got into the end zone, I kind of started thinking about it, and it just felt great.
Well, this was one of my favorite plays from last week. And again, there's a lot of things that come into play. Republic's got a decent defense. Offensive line gives McCracken plenty of time. He does a 3-step drop, hits you in stride. All you got to do is catch it and run in. But again, in the first place, you got to get open. Mm-hmm. So what are you guys doing in practice and drills to help really really to get open. I mean, that's your job. I mean, you got your routes to run, and your quarterbacks are going to be looking for you in certain places. But what techniques and skills are you learning to help make sure that you are open?
We have a lot of hand movements we use, like the swim move and a lot of stuff like that. And we have a lot of footwork with our routes and stuff to get around and get open. And that over time came and started working more and more every practice.
So as you guys begin to prepare for the Ozark game coming up this Friday night, and I'm highlighting that a little bit more, and we're going to dive into that in a minute. It means something to your alumni. It means something to us a lot as a lifetime football person myself at Nixon, and being up in the booth for so many years. This is a big game. We appreciate what Ozark does. They're a good program, good team, but on Friday night, man, they're the enemy, right?
Oh yeah, Ozark. I can't stand Ozark.
And mic drop right there. We can just end the program, right? Nixon, right? Very good. So what are you most excited about with the Ozark game coming up, though? Tell me what you're feeling.
Oh, I'm feeling a lot of anger. I'm getting pumped up real early this week to get going there. I want to play them tomorrow.
Well, that makes it exciting for me to hear, and I'm sure all the fans out there. Well, Nate, we're looking forward to seeing you on Friday night against Ozark, and then, of course, the rest of the season, too. As we said, got a lot of work to go, man, and we got our district's assignments late last week, and we found out we've got some tough battles coming up. So stay healthy out there. Keep wearing your mask when you have to. We need all the players to make sure that they're dressed out, ready to play on Friday night. And Nate, thank you so much for coming on the Coaches Show with us. And Big Whiskey's, once again, has a free appetizer for you. Let's give a round of applause to our senior, Mr. Nate Nixon. All right, coming up next, we have a new sponsor here on the Touchdown Club, and that is Big Al Subs. We hear from Big Al before we intro the predictions for the upcoming Ozark game.
A proud sponsor of the Nixa Touchdown Club is Big Al Subs, located in downtown Nixa on Main Street. You're going to find amazing food, great service, and of course a big variety of subs, pizzas, spuds, and a whole lot more. Plus they have that Dole Whip there at Big Al's. They have a drive-thru, they offer delivery and inside dining. Plus, if you need an event catered, think of Big Al Subs. Again, Big Al Subs Sandwiches, located in downtown Nixa, right there on Main Street, a proud supporter of Nixa schools.
And welcome back to the Nixa Touchdown Club Coaches Show. And a big thanks to Big Al Subs, as he is our sponsor of our upcoming preview. And this week it's a doozy, Coach. It is the Backyard Brawl, as you've learned that is the name of the event. And, of course, I want to thank our friends over the Headliner News. Rand sent me a bunch of stats and information about the upcoming game, and they'll have a special insert coming out this week. So make sure you pick up the Headliner News. He gave me an advanced copy of it. Lots of great stories in there about a really good one about Pritchard and Ward, the matchup on that for Friday night. Their wide receiver, Coach Perry's got a good interview in here and a whole bunch more. So that'll be in the Headliner News, and you'll be able to get that on newsstands coming up tomorrow. So big thanks to Rance for that. Well, Coach, 1992 was my senior. Well, my senior year was 93, but it was the 92 season. We went to Ozark that year, and I walked out with a 20-0 victory, threw a touchdown pass. And I think it's been in the blood of Nixa football players ever since '88 in the first games, and we won a few after that. It went back and forth in the 2000s. We had a pretty close record of 11-12 since 2000. Ozark did have us there in some of the years in the 90s. But you know what? They're a good program, and just like you said, I'm excited to see us go up against a good football program.
No doubt about it. They do a great job. We've spent a lot of time getting ready for them, and it's awesome to have such a rivalry game. A lot of times you think about the number of kids that go through high school athletics and they don't have a game like Nixa and Ozark to go to. I'm very thankful that we have a rivalry. I'm kind of like Nixa. I'm not too fond of them myself. I try to stay out of that town as best I can, and I'm trying to, do everything I can to promote Nixa. And, I eat out a good bit. I just try not to eat out over there. I try to stay in Nixa as best I can because, I got to do my part to help the rivalry out.
There's one restaurant over there's got an 18-inch pancake you might have to go check out.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to have to get somebody to go over and get it for me and bring it back. You know what I'm saying? I'll Uber Eats or something. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and in all seriousness, though, Coach, they are putting up some points this season. Their defense is letting up some points as well, but got some highlights on here. But looking back at the game, they got a pretty good quarterback in that Cannon Cox.
I'm gonna tell you what, man, they do as good a job of running the triple option as anybody I've seen. The quarterback is fantastic. The running backs are really, really good. And running that type of offense, I ran that type of offense for the first, 12, 15 years of my career, and I am happy that I'm moved on from it. But at the same time, I know when it's done right, and they do a great job of that. We will have our hands full, because you kind of got to be good on first down. You got to get the dive back stopped, to get them behind in a situation they don't want to be in. But they do a fantastic job on offense.
Well, they've got another outstanding running back, Ethan Pritchard. I think Stephen Ward's going to be ready for it.
He's a really good football player. He plays on both sides of the ball, and probably their best football player. They've got several of them. I think the quarterback is fantastic for them. I think Six is fantastic. They do have a lot of good football players.
And, of course, they got a Garrett Dotson, another good wide receiver. But you know what? We got a great team, too, don't we, guys? We got a team that's going to be ready to be out there on Friday night. And I'm going on the record right here. I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway, Coach. Here's my prediction, 34-14 Nixa. I think that's a good –
I like the way you think. I don't necessarily think like that, but
so it's 60-0 by Coach Perry, right?
We just want to win. At the end of the day, man, 1 point or 35 points, we just want to win, and this will be a great test for us. And like we've talked about with our team, man, we're just beginning. Like it's a long season. We need to start, playing some folks that are really good and see how good we are. And I think we're getting better every single day, and it's hard to do. A lot of times it's hard to do when you win, because kids want to ease up a little bit, but our kids have kept working and, kept getting better. So I'm excited. It should be a great ball game.
But we're going to bring that trophy back home because officially we lost it last year in the regular season. We're going to bring it back to Nixa.
Sure.
Another thing, Coach, and we joke a little bit about Ozark, and we do, and the rivalry and not going over there, but this game has also benefited one of our top food pantries in the community, and that is Least of These, and they do great things for the entire county. And we have the annual Can the Tigers campaign that's going on right now. And I know that we've gotten involved with that at the Chamber this year because they're just struggling getting donations. So they're going to be taking money donations that night. You'll be able to text in Nixa, not the other word, and make donations. And let's help support Least of These at the game. I'm sure it's going to be on the big screen. They'll be announcing it. Least of These Food Pantry, they've missed out on 3 or 4 major fundraisers this year that usually bring in a lot of money. We at the Chamber, we partnered with them a little bit. We had 4 drop-off spots here in Nixa. The Jenkins CPA was one of them. Nixa Dry Cleaners. We had Seven Hills Veterinary Clinic and Ozark Bank Branch in Nixa. We're all drop-off points. They're still taking money. They're still taking non-perishable foods. So let's help. And when you come to the game on Friday night, be prepared to watch for those announcements, and let's help support our Nixa cheerleaders as they look to Can the Tigers. And we look to help out with the food drive for Least of These. So that's a really big fun thing. And, Coach, I'm not going to lie, I may have challenged the Ozark Chamber to a little battle on this, too. So if you guys can help this out, that's going to help out me in our challenge with the Ozark Chamber of Commerce. So, Coach, any final thoughts as we get ready for Friday night football in Ozark?
Man, I just want, all of our people to load up and go over there. And you have no idea how much it helps the kids, when the fans are behind them and the students are into it, So I just ask that they show up, and let's be ready to go.
Ooh, I just thought of an idea. We're going to start adding a weather segment to this show, and that way we can get another sponsor for it and say, hey, this weather segment brought to you by. That may be coming to the Coaches Show very soon because I don't know what the forecast is for Friday night. But either way, we'll be there ready to go. Well, Coach, thanks for the final thoughts there. We're excited about the Ozark game. We thank everybody for watching the Nixa Touchdown Club Coaches Show and celebrating the 51-0 win over Neosho, but more importantly, getting ready for Friday night's Backyard Brawl. Big thanks to Jenkins CPA, our presenting sponsor, Big Al Subs, our new sponsor here tonight. Also, the night team with Old World Realty, our offensive and defensive plays of the week, and our host, Big Whiskeys. So, Greg and his team are big supporters of Nixa Football. So, that's a wrap-up. Big thanks to our producer, Dustin Martin, behind the scenes, and all you that came out tonight to enjoy the show. Hope you enjoyed it. And we'll see you Friday night in Ozark for Friday Night Football.